In the previous lesson, we talked about what codes of conduct should include. Now we're going to focus on how to build a code of conduct. This workflow is geared towards field teams as opposed to larger field stations. Larger field research stations should check out Advanced Geo's Code of Conduct workshop for organizations and departments, linked in the Advancing Field Safety Toolkit. How do you develop a code of conduct for a field team? Some key considerations to build your code of conduct are, number one, timing. Creating a code of conduct is best done early in the group formation process. It could be on a video call after the team has been announced but not yet met at the field site, or after you've met physically in the very early days of your field work. Developing a formal set of expectations early allows the field team to set the tone of group culture from the very beginning. The code could also be used as a reference point if things start to deteriorate between individuals at any point in the field. Number two, think about a group process. A critical element in code of conduct development is co-creation by all group members because everyone's emotional and physical safety is at stake. Think back to the decision-making styles topic in Module 2. Decide on how you're going to agree. Can we all buy into true consensus, meaning that everyone in the group can live with and agrees to the terms of the code, even if it's not every person's ideal? If full consensus is not possible, agree from the outset to what meets group standards for adopting the code. Is that 50% or 90% of the team, or something else? Now, you may recall that consensus-based processes require a time investment up front, but they can generate a high level of group buy-in. So this process often yields empowering, highly relevant, and thorough norms agreements, which can save time in the long run, especially if you are able to mitigate conflict and inefficiencies during your field time. Number three, facilitation. Group code of conduct development should be formally facilitated. Groups can facilitate within their own team. There's no need to hire this out unless your group composition suggests that it would be wise and if you have the budget. Universities sometimes have facilitators on staff who can possibly be utilized at no additional cost. The facilitator doesn't have to be the principal investigator or a field team leader. It's a great opportunity to delegate the facilitation role to someone within your team who has strong communication skills, but delegate with enough time for the facilitator to thoughtfully prepare for the job. Recall that a code of conduct gives us a shared framework for holding each other accountable towards supporting group and individual success. So, in the development process of a code of conduct, individuals need to be comfortable to self-advocate. If individuals don't feel comfortable to speak up about their needs, then the group can't help support them. A brief side note, one nuance in facilitation here lies in providing group space for self-advocacy, but not allowing a code of conduct to become a laundry list of individual needs. You'll see one way in how this plays out in the demonstration following this video. While the group development process can happen mostly through discussion, some people may not feel comfortable speaking up in a newly formed group. This could be due to power differentials, shyness, or something else. Ensure that there is space for input from every team member, particularly early career scientists or students, since they may not feel comfortable doing so without invitation. Go out of your way to provide nonverbal and ideally anonymous avenues for input to ensure that all team members can participate, voice their values, and speak up about their own needs. For example, you could use sticky notes or digital whiteboard space to contribute ideas. Ideally, also provide an opportunity to give input or raise concerns outside of the group discussion environment. For example, a strategically placed discussion break could be planned during which the facilitator is unoccupied and steps aside for easy private conversation if anyone wants to engage. Those are some considerations for thoughtful facilitation. Now, let's flip the role and consider norms for respectful participation in the discussion. It sounds straightforward, but let's spell this out. It can be helpful to front-load norms for respectful discussion to make sure everyone's on the same page before diving into the code of conduct development. This also pertains to the tone we expect from any peer interactions as part of this MOOC, and frankly, it also pertains to being a good general communicator in life. Respectful discussion means that we listen attentively. Be present, don't double task. Be open-minded to learning and to being corrected. Don't dominate, make sure there is space for everyone. Seek to understand, which means asking for clarification if you don't understand a comment or a contribution. Ouch and educate. This means to speak up if you feel uncomfortable with someone's contribution, and in the context of that discomfort, try to explain to others your perspective. and honor confidentiality. Additionally, as field teams grow, team members may have various diverse backgrounds and lived experiences that should be taken into consideration during the Code of Conduct development process. In Modules 6 and 7, we will be discussing different identity lenses like gender, race and ethnicity, sexual orientation, and cultural inclusivity to help your team develop awareness and a safe and inclusive code of conduct for all team members. Now, you might be wondering, what does this process actually look like? In the following videos, we demonstrate one way to facilitate the Code of Conduct development process for a small to medium-sized field team that calls on experiences and values. This can be done virtually on Zoom or in person.